and welcome our speaker and sponsor, Charlene Ignacio, to the stage. Are you ready, Charlene?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Haley.
Welcome. And the stage is yours. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate Haley and having this WEN Summit. I know it's day 3, but I know it's day 3 of changing the direction of your business. Many of you are here because you want to take action. And for that, Haley, thank you for making this possible and an important topic of building your business on systems and processes, looking at how to keep more of your money. You know, a lot of times, Haley, I always joke with her because, you know, we've been in this for a while now. I always say, people think it's so easy. They think we get this done and magically it happens, and they don't see any of the work that happens, you know, behind the scenes and all of the things that just have to get done and those little details. So thank you, Haley, for making WEN Summit possible. Thank you for allowing us to be a sponsor and to be a part of this ecosystem. Thank you for some of our clients to be speakers on this platform and how much everyone has contributed to our people and to everyone here. So thank you so much, Haley. Appreciate that about you. So day 3, everyone, if you have not gotten your workbook, please reach out to me. We're going to put it in the chat. If you have not received it or you did not download it, it's also in the WEN Summit Facebook group. Haley posted it there on day 1. If some of you are here day 1 and day 2 and have tons and tons of aha moments, that's exactly what I promise as I present today, is that you'll be able to do 3 things. 1, you'll find one thing that you can execute. It doesn't require you to spend additional money or additional resources. You actually can execute it yourself as a CEO and business owner. 2, that you will have this aha moment that either you're on the right path or you're on the wrong one. And then 3rd, and this is from just the good friends like Haley and many of my colleagues have always said, is that now you have a community around you to get through some of these patches in life that you really can't lean on your spouse or your family or your girlfriends because they have no idea how to run a business. So that being said, how many of you were here day 1? If you have day 1 or day 2, put that in the chat, because I love to see how many people come back for more. But more importantly, it's easy for me to build on what we're doing on day 3, because that's how we built the workbook, was that it would build on each other, that it would create foundations. And oh, good. I love that, Susan. Yes. And Susan is one of our amazing clients. She has been a rock. She's one of my dearest friends. That's when you have great clients, guys, when they become really great friends and inspiration. And she has done that for me. Awesome, Barbara. Yes, I love that. Welcome, welcome. I just have so much to give. And, you know, when I get to do these speaking opportunities, one of the things that I realized is that I received so much in my 25 years of being an entrepreneur that my responsibility and obligation is to give back. So thank you again, Haley, for that. Day 1 was about identifying the problem. You know, a lot of people try to go head on in their business and they go, okay, I got to do all these things, but they don't know what the problem is. And they think it's the problem because they're looking at the symptoms. They're not looking at the core problem, which is a lot of times skills, experience, being able to have a plan, understanding your why. Day 1, we also focused on, and this is really powerful to me, is getting really, really clear why you are in business, right? You can't build a foundation of a business if you don't understand your why, because what happens is you'll always implode and then you'll be rebuilding again. And I don't know if you've experienced this, but if you're constantly rebuilding, redoing, rebuilding, redoing, you're wasting a lot of time and money and effort. And that's not the reason why you're in business. You're in business to have freedom. And so day 1 established, if you're not getting the freedom you want in your money and your relationships and your passion and your time, then there are some things that we need to adjust. And this is part of the learning process. You know, you never expect it to be perfect, but you expect to get better every day. And that has been something I coach on, I consult on, and that we build for our clients, is getting better every day, whether it's their coaching business, whether it's their consulting business. Some of our authors who have gone to market, some people have products and services. It's really just looking at the business and taking a step back, because sometimes you are married to the problem. And sometimes when you're married to the problem, you're too close to it. So day 1 was really identifying the problem, getting really clear and asking a better question so that we could build the foundation of what day 2 would look like. And day 2, which was really funny, when I came up with the title of it, was Strategy versus spaghetti. Day 2 had a lot of aha moments. I saw so many of you commenting yesterday about, okay, Charlene, I just have to fix this. I'm like, great, I love it. I love that you took 100% accountability for many of you. Some of you told me that you're the one running your business and that you understand that you have to be completely accountable for the wins and successes. Second thing that we learned on day 2, and if anyone remembers this, I want you to put this in the comments, especially because for those others that missed day 2, was that real success is that you can repeat success, that there is a formula in repeating success. It's not just a lightning in the bottle. It's not just a one-hit wonder. It's not just because you're lucky that it happened, but real entrepreneurs have figured out how to repeat success. And that repeating success is a formula. It is something that you can do over and over again in different verticals. One of the things I'm very fortunate enough, and a lot of people will tell you, is that I have multiple businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. And that part of that is because we find the formula of repeating success. It's business principles that have been here before Facebook ever showed up. It's been business principles before you ever had to deal with an algorithm. And it's business principles before you ever spent $1 on ads. I've never spent $1 on advertising at all in my 25 years of being in business, because I don't believe in that. If it's a specific business that needs that, yes, I completely support it. And we do pay-per-click, like we do that for our clients. But when you are dealing in the people business, that's the kind of business you need to be in, is that you're in the people business. And so that's what brings me to day 3, everybody, is now you have this idea in your mind of what you want your empire to look like, what you want the foundation and the values and principles to be all about. You have a solution for people's problems. But day 3 in the workbook, if you can pull that out, and thanks Haley for posting the link in there, is all about having all you want. You can have it all. You really can. You really can have it all. You can have the freedoms you want, and it's so doable. And when I say this, I want you to really understand that, you know, this may be said 50 times before I've ever said it again, but it's true, and truth is always self-evident, is that when you're finally ready to listen to it, you actually will take action. So first things first, if you can't believe that you can have it all, then it's not really something that Haley, me, and other people are lying about. It's really the fact that between your 2 ears, your mindset hasn't believed it yet, because it's not tangible to you. You don't believe it. You've been told by people that it's not possible. You surround yourself with people who don't believe it, right? Part of my leveling up in my years of business is surrounding myself with people who have what I want. 2, being coached by people who have what I want. And 3, looking at other people who do what I exactly do, but at a level that creates freedom for them. And so success always leaves clues. I know that's something that you've heard, but there's real evidence that first things first, if you can't believe it, if you can't get your mind around it, if you have these habits that you can't break because it's just repeating over and over again in your life, that's the realization that what I'm going to talk about today, you're going to have resistance against. You're going to push back. You're going to be looking at your business and going, why do I need an attorney? Why do I need an accountant? Why do I? It's just going to play in your brain. And over again, you're going to wonder why you're still repeating the same thing over and over, and you're stuck. You're still where you are. So my hope today for day 3 is to take you where you want to go, to build hope in what you're doing, and 3, to give you tools and that success is achievable. So as a serial entrepreneur, one of the things that I realized in first things first was I versus team. You know, I could do a lot of things, and I'm very capable, and many of you are very capable. But a lot of us who are in the I stage of our business are finding ourselves frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed, maybe lack of sleep. Some of us, and I'm just kind of, you know, opening up my heart to some of you, you kind of are chasing things, you're kind of chasing dreams and ideas, and you just kind of feel empty. And so if you're currently in the I position of your business, which a lot of us are, you know, I always believe I'm in startup, because guess what? Every time I'm launching a business, every time I'm launching a strategy or a program, I'm always in startup. That keeps me hungry, it keeps me in the hustle, it keeps me really focused. But I realize that even though I am the entrepreneur, to get where I want to go, I need a team. And I'm going to have Susan, you know, just give a heart if she can, if she's in a place to do that. She went on vacation back to back to Mexico with her family, and she did not think about her business during that time, 1 week each. And I said to her, I said, why are you just thrilled about this? And she said, because I have a team around me. I don't have to run my business anymore and think about it and be obsessed about it and worry and frustrated. She goes, I have a team that can do that. And that's that bridge, guys. That's the bridge between building a business that you are everything to it, and without you, it doesn't run, to a business that runs itself because you want to be the CEO. And that component alone, guys, will give you the freedom. And right now, it doesn't feel like that, right? Sometimes it doesn't feel like that because you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stressed out. And the goal is to break away from whatever is causing that. And that's part of this first question in the workbook is, are you the I, or do you have a team? And what I mean by team is, I'm not saying you need to have 15 employees. I'm just saying, take a step out and look at the things that you don't do really, really well, or you really, really don't want to do. What is one thing, and put this in the chat, that you don't want to do? Is it social media? Is it dealing with graphics? I don't like time in graphics because it takes so much time to make graphics. So I know that I don't like to do that. But how many of you are doing something? What's the one thing that you don't want to do, that you just feel like, oh, if I could just have someone else do that, I want someone else to do that. Put that in the chat, because I'm going to talk specifically to some of those things. Copy. Oh, I know, right, Paige? You're just like, how many commas and a grammar things? Like, I know, accounting and taxes, right? You don't want to get in trouble anyway. Marketing. I love that, Kat. A lot of these things, guys, I want to say this one thing. This is so fun. When you realize what you don't want to do, there's that moment, right? Where you're just like, but I really don't want to do it. But really, do I have to pay someone else to do it? And I always tell everybody, how much time does it take for you to figure out Canva? Versus you could be on a sales call selling and marketing yourself. That 5 to 10 hours that you're trying to become an expert at Canva when you really don't, you're taking that time away from the sales opportunities, from the networking opportunities, because you're so committed to knowing it all. Sometimes, guys, you don't have to know it all because you don't have to control it. And that's where a lot of us women come from, especially in our careers and transitioning. How many of us want control, right? On our marketing, our control on our copy, our control on our everything. It's like, ah! And it's like, you can let it go. Just let it go. I promise. You could keep it all you want, but the second you let it go, it gives you freedom to do the things that really are required in your business to grow. Sales, sales, sales. That's the lifeline of a business. I don't know how any other way to say it. There's no business if you're not having a sale. Like, you have a really expensive hobby, dream, admiration, mindset. Hey, Dad, we all are there, right? We've all been there. What I did today, 25 years ago, is totally different, guys. What I'm doing today in managing a team, hiring, firing, having 3 different accountants, having 2 different attorneys, all of that was not there before I came to this part of my life, right? Understanding, investments, all of that's part of the growth process. We're just trying to give you a shortcut. I'm trying to give you the fast pass to have success in your business. So the second you can get clear that marketing you don't want to do, copy you don't want to do, how about graphics you don't want to do. Some of our clients don't like to even get on a phone call. Like, they're just like, sure, I don't deal with rejection really well. We'll do everything to tee them up, but you've got to take their credit card. Like, if you can't take the credit card, then let's hire you a salesperson. Everything in your business, guys, is so multifaceted. I understand that. But in order to build an empire, to build freedom, you have to be able to let go those things that are not really where your passion and your heart is. And I know that's really crazy because people are like, sure, of course I love to coach people. I'm like, great, awesome. But how can you stay coaching people if you're not getting on a sales call? And if you're not staying on a sales call, what's holding you back from that? And that's the difference between I and team. Now, here's a rule I want to put everyone just literally out there, and you can write this down as one of your aha moments, is when you're doing all these tasks, open up a Word document or a notebook and write all the things that you're doing, because that creates an SOP that you can then hand off and hire someone and say, here's the things I need done. Don't tell them, tell me what you do. You say, this is what I need to get done. Can you do this? That's how you stay in control of your business, is that you do it side by side right now in this phase of I, so that you can get to team. So I don't want to rob you of control. I don't want to rob you of whatever, you need to have control of and feel like every little, Canva design has to have your signature and approval. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, what if I could give you freedom? And this one strategy, you could get yourself some freedom because you could hand off 5 hours or 10 hours of these SOPs that you don't want to do because now you know what exactly you want someone else to do for you. That is the bridge that gets you from where you are and to team where you can grow. Now, here's something that I really find really funny. A lot of the comments that you guys have made in something that, you just don't want to do. Sometimes it's because we don't know the fast path strategy to it, right? Repurposing your content, being able to use Medium and Reddit, being able to use your blog and creating a book from it. It's really neat to see when our clients get this aha moment, like, Char, you mean I already did it and now I don't have to do it again? And I said, exactly. So that's a second aha moment, an I versus team, is looking at what you're already doing and using strategies to leverage what you're currently spending your time on. That point of leverage is when you start growing your business. That's when you're using tools and automation to really help you make that, I consider that that edge you want on your competition that's out there and more visible and has more credibility is because you're finding ways to leverage yourself. Now, I want to make this claim because Haley's probably going to agree with me. Please don't try to be an expert at all things, like all platforms. Don't try to change things. It just wastes time. And if you need time to be making more marketing and sales calls, then focus on that. If you need to be more time networking, then repurpose your time to the things that really are going to bring a client in. Now, here's the rule. When you're dealing with I versus team, I want to let you know that you have to know yourself first before you can bring on a team. Because if you're someone that's like a night owl and you expect your team to be a night owl, then you need to be really clear about that. When you're building a team that needs to support you and you want weekly meetings with them, or you feel like, hey, I need to get, at least every other day, some sort of communication, you need to communicate that. You have to know how you work well. When our clients are onboarded, one of the first questions, they will ask us is, okay, so how do we continue to communicate? Well, first thing is you get a weekly meeting. Second thing is you have access to me on email, text. You have access to the team via email and text or messenger. Like, we make sure you are available so you can get over communication. So that's important to our clients because why? You're probably in the same situation. You need to have communication. So when you're setting up these rules with the kind of team you want to build, think about that because that's how you function as a business owner. So those are important things. I don't want you to ignore it. I don't want you to say, Char, go somewhere else. That's not true. I want you guys to remember that it's part of who you are and what you're coaching on, what you're consulting on, what you're building on. Okay? Where are you on this path? Where are you right now? As you're looking at your business, start where you are. Okay? Start where you are right now. I don't want you to be where I am. I don't want you to be where Haley is. I don't want you to be where Susan is. I just want you to start where you are. Because when you're building your empire, when you're figuring out, right, that you want it all, you have to start where you are. Because the gap between where you are and where you want to go is going to take a couple of things. It might be better strategies. It might be able to learn the word no versus yes. Something that we always tell everyone is, what is your sales process? What is that marketing step? What is those things that you're doing? Are you in 15 different platforms and you're so stressed out? You're not going to build an empire that way. You have to do 2 to 3 things intentionally and deliberately with your time and your energy. Because if you show up like, sluggish and frustrated and stressed, how many of you guys try to do a live and you're like, I am just not feeling it, and you still try to do the live? That energy comes through. That's how you're not going to build your empire. You have to go, where am I going to show up? How am I going to show up energized and excited? How am I going to show up my best self? Because guess what, guys? We're in the people business. People don't want to buy grumpy people. They don't want to buy tired people. They sure don't want to buy mean people. So you've got to show up in your very best self. And so whatever that looks like, guys, that's how you're going to start building your empire. Yep, show up your best self. I love that, Susan. Thank you. Many of us, right, when we're thinking about our business, we are so overwhelmed and tired. We get it. We are just like dying, like just, get it done because we feel like we have to do so many things. So one of the strategies in building your empire is that we say, learn the word no so that you can find the yeses. That's how you find all the yeses, so you know exactly what you're going to do and what you're going to put your energy to. Sometimes, this is something that we've experienced many times is, there's a new platform or the algorithm. And I've coached people and said, it's not the algorithm. You just don't worry about the algorithm. Worry about organic relationships, connecting authentically and genuinely, and use those strategies to really attract those clients. You're not here to attract thousands of clients because you can't even handle thousands of clients. How about you focus on just getting 3 or 5? Because 3 or 5 are going to tell you if your processes and systems are broken, if you need to improve, if you need to have a better management tool, if you need to change your platform. And then the 3 to 5 will attract the 3 to 5 more. One of the things I'm very, very thankful for is that we work on referrals. A lot of our clients, a lot of our networks will refer people to us. When you can build a business on that strategy alone, you're not worried about 2,000 clients. You can't even think about 2,000. How many of you guys want 2,000 clients? It's just, you don't even need 2,000 clients. I know this is terrible. I'm like bursting someone's bubble. I know. I feel terrible. But I'm here to just be as blunt as possible and give you the fast pass to what you really want. Is that a lot of times it's not about 2,000 clients. It's about 10, maybe even 15 at the most, because that's the capacity, right? I know what I mean. I don't need 2,000 clients. It's because you're so worried if you have 5,000 followers on LinkedIn, or you're worried about 2,000 followers on Facebook. Guys, one of the things that I really, really want to leave with you, and this is funny because we coached this yesterday, was that you can have tons of followers. You could have tons of followers, but if they're not your customer, please stop whatever you're doing and reposition your marketing to attract those customers. Because it doesn't matter how many followers you have. If they're not your customer, they're not going to buy. Okay? It just makes that part of who and what you're doing in your business actually convert. So that's kind of why I'm telling you about this empire, right? You're really focusing on those things and you're like, sure, but I really want to do this and I get it. I want you to have everything you want and you can have it all. But this leads me to number 3 is, how do you ask these questions? How do you ask for more help? How do you ask for the things you need? Is getting really clear on what you want. That's the reason why day 1, we've identified the problem. What is the problem? What is going on in your business? Why can't you have a systems and a process run business? Is it because you're too much in the details? If you're changing, if you're adapting, and given situations, right? Like if you're starting out, it's okay. That's just part of who you are, what you want. That's just part of the process of becoming a better version of yourself, right? Through business and through your experiences. But this is what's really going to solve that problem. How do you ask questions? How do you ask those questions so that you get what you want? It's because it's attached to the clarity that you're looking for. So in the chat, if you had one question, and let's just talk about your business right now, and let's talk about getting a client. Let's just talk about one question. Put a question in the chat that you have about getting one new client, because how you ask the question, how I will respond to you, will literally tell me a lot more about how your current business is. It's going to give me the clarity to say, well, maybe it's in the marketing, maybe it's in the sales, maybe it's just in the visibility. Just small adjustments in your business can make the biggest difference and make the biggest impact on what you're trying to do. So as you list these questions, ladies, one of the things I want to tell you is there's never a wrong question. I'm just trying to help you make a better question when you're asking something about getting a client. Making one more client show up in your monthly revenue. That is something powerful, because then you'll know what to listen for. You'll know what to hear. You'll hear more clearly what is it that you need from coaching, what you need from consulting, what you even need from your networking, because now things are actually going to make sense. Isn't that powerful when you actually can spend the time and effort and there's clarity and you actually get something from it, versus just fire hosing, all this information and expecting to grab something? I don't want you to have a fire hose experience. I want you to go, I got this one solution to a problem I have, and now I can take action. That's what's really amazing about what we get to do every single day, is getting really, really clear. Here's a couple of things that we will, just really get clear on. visibility, and that's so powerful. Visibility allows you to attract clients. Where do I network, right, Marcia? If you're going to spend the time networking, don't network in groups that are just not producing those connections. They don't spend money. They don't want to buy services or products, right? It makes it super clear. So here's how you would solve that. First of all, identify the problem, right, in the visibility. Is it because you're on multiple platforms? Is it because you're trying to figure out which platform makes sense to you? Two, and this is really telling, guys, because I went through this in my own experience, is that when you're trying to network, you're trying to network as much as you can. When you finally can find the group that's the right group, guess what? Your networking actually produces. I can network in a group of 1,000 people, or I can network in a group of 35 and make more sales in that group than I did in a bigger group. Why? Because it was my right customer. It was the right time. I felt good. I showed up. I didn't feel frazzled, but I also was really clear about how I was pitching myself. What I was doing to do that. Those are the things that give you the solutions in building your empire, because the time that you're going to spend and the effort that you're going to put in is never going to make sense if you're not producing what I consider success, which is an appointment to get to the next step, which is to talk, figure out if it's a good fit, and then offer them a solution that can do that. So one of those questions that you have, as many of you have posted, I love that. You're getting more and more clear on what you're doing and what you want to work on. Now, as you get clearer on what you need, right? You get clear on building your empire, you get clear on what you want to do in your business. There are many things that can solve your problem, but I want to work on very laser focused solutions that help you do one thing really, really well, is get clear so that it's a fast pass to what you want to do. And that piece really will allow us to figure out what you need. So here's my offer. As part of an amazing experience, many of our clients will tell you that we work alongside with you, that we don't worry about where you are. We just start where you are. We figure out what you could do right now to take some control of your situation, to improve sales and to make your marketing that much more easier. I just can't wait for me to talk to you and to get to know you. So our offer is, I love that. I'm taking the language to clearly see what I say. Awesome. Yeah, that's a small adjustment to solve a really big problem, right? The more clear you are on what you're saying, the more visibility is going to convert, and the visibility is going to convert into appointments, and then appointments is going to convert into sales calls. And that sales call helps you realize if you're a good fit. Remember, it's not about having thousands of clients. It's about having the right ones. I made a mistake early on in my career of launching a new business, and I wanted all the clients. And I realized that my other clients said, hey, that client doesn't really fit who we are. That client seems to be very different than all of us in our values. And I thought, how interesting. Someone I trusted, someone that's a colleague of mine, someone that's a client of mine, pointed that out. And of course, what happened is that you get clarity and you go, gosh, okay, let's make a tweak. Let's make adjustments on that. Those are the things, guys, that make us successful in business, is because we're able to get clear, we're able to understand what our business is and where we are going with the solutions that we can offer our customers. So as a WEN special for this WEN Summit, we are doing a Building My Empire program. This program I have done literally for clients in C-suite positions. I have done this for 6-figure, 7-figure companies. And so as part of the WEN special, I want to roll this out because entrepreneurs need this solution just as much as my corporate clients do. The first offer is that we're going to audit your current business from A to Z. This means we're going to go from, do you have accounting? Do you have business coaches? Do you have attorneys? Are your contracts in place? Do you have contracts for your subcontracting team? We're going to audit your current marketing plan right now and figure out what's going on and see what adjustments. We're not going to give you more tasks. We're probably going to cut off 80% of the things that aren't working, because it's just that you're following things that aren't converting because maybe you feel obligated or maybe you feel pressured because someone said to get on TikTok and your model isn't a TikTok model. We want to develop a marketing plan for that. We're going to your current sales, we're going to audit that. I'm going to look at your current clients. or if you haven't had any clients, what's going on in that process. Sometimes you just need a sales plan, a sales script. Sometimes it's just getting really clear on your pricing. How many of you guys don't charge enough? It's not because you're not worth it. It's because the mindset around your pricing and around your sales, we need a shift. Another thing is we do sales training. Remember, sales is a skill. It's not something you wake up with. It's not osmosis. It's not something that you magically realize you have all the answers, okay? Next is we're going to create a content calendar for you. These 30-day content calendar is for every platform, for every blog, for every written content that you want to have out there. It's a strategy to actually create repurposing. This will save you at least 10 to 20 hours of content alone, guaranteed. So many of our clients who have used this specifically in their corporate companies is that they realize that their team is working more efficiently and effectively because of that. And then the last thing that we are offering in this program is a partner program. Many of our clients have different partners. They have different people who work together. And so we want to create a partner program that creates additional revenue in your business, as well as creates a sales force that you're not selling a single thing to. They actually will become your sales force for you. And we've done this for companies who were making $70,000 a year and who hit 1.2 million within less than 6 months because of this strategy. And so our program, special price for WEN Summit, and this will be for the next 7 days so that you have time to really get deep down about what you want to do and how you want to change your business. We're going to offer it for $29.97, and this is only for WEN registered summit attendees. This is what's really, really special, is because we have built the foundation of what we want to do for your business these last 3 days, so that this piece of us building your empire alongside with you is literally the next step. Building the foundation, and then this next step of actually building on top of what you've built and what you have. This program is side by side. You'll work directly with me and my team. Part of that opportunity is to get kind of behind the scenes. I always call it under the hood. Some of our clients say, I don't want you to see all my mess. And I said, it's okay. I want to see your mess. I want to know what your mess is about. Because if I don't know what your mess is about, how am I going to help you? And they're like, okay, Char, I'm okay to tell you my problems. I'm like, great, awesome. I want to solve some problems here. Last thing, guys, in this program, one of the things that I want to really let you know is that you're going to be a part of other communities. Some of our clients get clients from us. We have a client in Arizona specifically. She's got 5 new clients from us just because of our ecosystem, because she has a solution that women need. So it is not for every person on this call today and in WEN Summit. These are for people who really want to take their current business and actually make it a freedom business versus a business that they're going to be doing everything in. We want you to be successful. And if being and being by yourself is where you want to be, we're totally excited for you. I just want to only work with those people who want to go from I to team, because they really want to have freedom from their phone ringing every day and Messenger blowing up and just feeling stressed and overwhelmed. So as you build your empire, these last 3 days, guys, I really want you to really deep dive into what is it going to take for you to give yourself permission to take that next step, to grow your business, to be able to change your pricing. I know some of you yesterday were commenting, Char, I need to get an accountant who needs to take care of my bookkeeping. I love that. You know what? You don't want to be the bill collector plus, the accountant. You don't want to be the salesperson and the person dealing with, negotiations. I get that. Some of you have to deal with your contracts. I have done many businesses without contracts because those businesses were a handshake. And other businesses require contracts because of the price that is attached to the service and the length of service and these commitments. And so whatever it is that you need to change into becoming a freedom run business versus a slave to your business, we're thrilled to work alongside with you and do that. My contact information is in the chat. Reach out to me. You have my direct cell phone number as a way to message me so that you can have a more intimate conversation about where you are. Haley has put my information out on the sponsor page. So thank you, Haley, for doing that. Also, we have our information all throughout the WEN Summit Facebook group. So reach out to us and message me. one last thing, and Haley, I want to make sure everyone knows the freebie that we're giving is 30 days of our actual live mastermind that we do every Monday at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And that's for everyone in WEN Summit. If you sign up, we'll have our WEN Summit signups, and you guys will come right to Monday. And that it runs every Monday, every week. And we do hot seats, we do coaching, we do networking, and that's for 30 minutes. And the one comment that I constantly get from our mastermind we run is that Char, actually walk away with something that I can use in my business. It's not just a time to talk and, hey, how are you? It's what problem can we help you solve? Who do you need to be introduced to? And so that mastermind value alone, our clients participate that. Oh yes, Susan, thank you so much. Susan is actually one of my coaches that helps coach alongside with abundance and mindset. And she's a client as well. And so I'm so excited she's been able to do that as she's gone through our program. She's an elite member of our team with what she does and coaches. Thank you, Haley, for having us here at the WEN Summit. Take advantage of all the freebies we have. Take advantage of connecting and talking about building your freedom-based business. And look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of this day. Happy Saturday to all of you, wherever you are in the world. And Haley, we will give our contact information again in the chat, and then people can reach out to us there.